Yo, what's going on, C2C people? My name is C2C. Welcome back to Acid Switch. And if it's your very first time here, a very warm welcome. Today's video is about how I recently redid my wife and I's mini terrarium that we set up a few months ago. It got moved up to her plant room and used as a small humidity chamber for small plants. And then over time was slightly neglected. Now looks like an area that was in drought. So I'm going to show you how I redid it and brought it fully back to life. Make sure that you watch till the end, and also I'd appreciate it if you subscribe and like this video if you enjoy it. Leave a comment about your favorite part, and let me know if you have any questions. So we started off by removing the plants. The bamboo plant was actually still a little bit lively, so I gave that to my wife to add to her collection. And then I took out all the substrate and replaced it with isopod substrate. I normally use it for my isopod cultures, and I thought it'd be good since it's got wood chips in it too. I had an extra bag of grass seed that I've been using to keep my yard alive this dry summer, and went ahead and poured a little bit towards the front. Admittedly, I probably should have poured it in the back and put the ornaments in the front, knowing that the grass was going to grow, a few inches tall, but that's okay. That's just an idea for next time. So I went ahead and put grass seed in, wetted that down, and made sure not to put too much. All of what you saw in my hand is not what I used. I only used like maybe a small teaspoon or half a teaspoon worth, probably about a teaspoon. And I told myself I wasn't going to add any plants and was just going to do the grass seed, but I ended up going with one small plant to add in the back that was already in the setup before. So this is after a few days. Already a few inches, but that wasn't even all of the seeds yet. Hugo approves. And so now, after what I'm guessing was about a week, this is where we were at. Most of the seeds had sprouted, and we had a thick micro lawn in the terrarium. And so once it was established, I went ahead and moved it down to my plant area that I recently got a new light for. I figured it would do it some good. And at this point, I thought it would be the right idea to put some isopods in it, since I had the isopod substrate in there and the grass was well rooted. I went ahead and found a couple of decent sized isopods, not too big. I don't want to take the old ones that have been in there forever, but I also don't want to take like baby ones. So I found a couple that were of decent size. This is my Porcelioscaber orange culture of isopods. And I went ahead and took two out of here. And this is a Porcelioscaber Dalmatian isopod culture. So I also took two out of here. A couple of decent sized ones, not too big, not too small. And the idea is that down the line, once I put these 4 isopods in the mini terrarium, if they start breeding together, that I'll have Porcelioscaber orange, which kind of look like, koi fish. It's got the Dalmatian spots and a little bit of orange. So I took these 4, walking around looking lively, and poured them in the tank.
It's Rum on the beat.
And so we closed her on up. And I think at this point I decided the tank was getting a little dirty, so I went ahead and gave it a bit of a wipe down. It had some dust on the top. And then, admittedly, I should have done this before adding the isopods, but I decided to trim the grass since it was getting pretty thick and pretty long and kind of wilting over the other stuff, so I wanted to kind of rejuvenate that. But I definitely made sure to go through the grass that I cut out and make sure there weren't isopods in it, because it was only about a handful. But here you can see the grass roots pretty well established. From this angle you can see the lawn is got a decent amount of thickness to it. It's like a little micro rainforest of grass. And there you can see one of the isopods crawling through it and kind of checking things out. And yes, it did smell like freshly cut grass in this plant area after cutting that. It smelled like the outside. More so. It always smells like the outside just a little bit down there because of all the plants, and I've got the quail down there and other animals around my house. Whenever I mention the pet smells when people are around my house, they look at me confused and just go, "It does not smell." So I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of that. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a pretty fun one. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'll give you an update here in a few months, or if anything happens, I'll let you know, and or make sure to include it in the update. But again, make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a comment about your favorite part. I hope you have a good rest of your day. My name is C2C. Once again, this is Acid Switch. Have a good one.